One huge factor in our growth and success is the backing of our parent company, PenFed Credit Union. There are no limits on our growth and success when we have the resources and support of PenFed behind us, helping us compete and helping us win in the real estate marketplace. We're fortunate today that we'll be hearing from several key executives at PenFed who have been providing us with that growth fuel we need. Our next presenter is the absolute first person I met when I came to PenFed. He is the definitive example of what it means to be a CEO and is a beacon of leadership and service in the military and business communities across the country. Please help me welcome PenFed CEO, James Schenck.
Thank you, Kevin. I was telling my board of directors the other day, there's 2 events a year that I try never to miss because they mean so much to me. One is the PenFed Foundation's Night of Heroes Gala, which I'll talk a little bit about later, and is this sales rally. Because life and your journey through life is about people, the men and women you associate with day in and day out. So today I'm going to give you a short business update on PenFed, but my underlying theme I want to leave you all with is the power of passion in your own personal lives and bringing that passion in your best game each and every day with those around you. We've grown very well at PenFed. 10 days from now, on April 1st, will mark my 5th anniversary of being the CEO of what I consider one of the best credit unions in America because of its mission of people helping people. Every dollar of growth, it takes us $10 of loans. So for us to grow assets well over $7 billion in the last 5 years, it was a team. At the time, we started with 1,700 professionals. Now we have over 2,700 at PenFed, each bringing their A game, each bringing their passion, whether it's in mortgages or car loans or credit cards or deposit products or marketing or facilities, to the team each and every day. Think about that. To grow $1 billion, and those numbers are in billions, we have to generate $10 billion worth of loans. The average credit card, after about 2 years, there's about a $2,600 balance. The average personal loan, between $9,000 and $11,000. The average mortgage, a little over $250,000. So think about how hard you have to run each and every day, because there's only 365 days in a year to grow $1 billion. And this team has been doing it. Every day in America, there's 10,000 choices an individual can make when dealing with their financial institution. There's 5,400 other credit unions, and there's over 5,000 other banks and financial institutions an individual can choose. So when I started as the CEO 5 years ago, and I know Kim and others will attest to it, I was 6'4", okay? And in my mind, I'm still 6'4". But I have to wake up running hard every day, because just to maintain, when I took over with 1.3 million members, they can pay off their car loan and refinance somewhere else. When their CD comes due, they can renew with somebody else that has a higher rate. They can take a mortgage or refinance their mortgage any day of the year with 10,000 other competitors. So we, PenFed Credit Union, and in real estate, Berkshire Hathaway, HomeServices, PenFed Realty, we have to be hungry each and every day to take perfect care of our current customers and members so they stay with us, and build the brand so we have others who want to join our family and be part of our products and services and do business with us. Safety and soundness. I'm very proud that 5 years prior to being the CEO, we generated $589 million worth of net worth. That's after all expenses, running the business, paying everybody, giving the bonuses. And during the past 5 years, we've increased net worth by $856 million. So this, what I really want to share with you is we're a strong institution that is delivering value and is keeping the safety and soundness of capital for the rainy day. And I was sharing with somebody when I was coming in this morning is, in a real estate business, you always have to plan for the rainy day. We want the cycle to continue, but we always want to be able to create wealth personally and corporately during the good times, so we have that buffer during some of those prolonged downturns. And I'm not looking for any downturn anytime soon, let me just tell you that. But it all starts with people that bring passion to work. I share a lot with my executive team. Nobody, it's a Jersey term, nobody wants to work with assholes. I want people, does everybody agree with that? I want people that want to be part of Berkshire, Hathaway, HomeServices, PenFed Realty, and part of the PenFed Credit Union and all our other subsidiaries that are true professionals. I want individuals on my team that are so good on any given day they can work anywhere. If I have to hire people and surround myself with people that can't work anywhere, I am going to fail miserably. I want the absolute best and brightest talent, and then it's up to me to motivate, inspire, and retain that talent. And that's what I think we're doing at Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices when I meet all of you. And that's why I like coming to this sales rally every year. I meet young professionals and professionals who've been in this business 30, 40, and 50 years who give more to others than they'll ask in return themselves, that lift up others on their team, that mentor and build wealth for their teammates and those who are willing to ask for help. I'm also very proud to announce we just purchased and closed on Friday of a $44 million facility in San Antonio, Texas. I have this very simple philosophy. USA has a lot of talented professionals, about 19,000 of them. Well, I put a beautiful new financial center right next door. I imagine 500 of them are going to want to come over. I'm going to cherry pick the absolute best and brightest. Have 12 colleges and universities. And this wasn't rocket scientists. Last November, I was at an event with Jeff Bezos. He was here in Washington at the Economic Club, and he was telling David Rubenstein the reason he went to Seattle when he was just starting out, he just needed some of the top engineers to help him build his platform, which was selling books at the time with Amazon. And he said, Bill Gates already had thousands of them. I just need to go find about 50 good ones. So he moved to Seattle and built a $1 trillion business. So I think our move to San Antonio is going to pay off well. And all of you, these numbers don't do justice to that early morning phone call, that Sunday when you're pulled away from a birthday party, that Christmas holiday when somebody's moving into town and needs to see one final property before they make that last decision. Every one of you are available 24/7, 365 days a year as you build a world-class business for yourselves and for the brand. These numbers are just the results of a lot of individual effort of men and women who go above and beyond to serve others, to make their well-being, their livelihood, their quality of life better by finding them the right property, the right school district, in the right neighborhood so they can grow and raise their families. So let's give a big round of applause to all of you. I would fail as a CEO if I didn't develop my team. So what I talk about with my 2,700 employees each and every day is what PenFed can be doing to help them do better in their career, in their finances, with their own personal wellness, and in the communities in which they live and work. So I want to ask all of you today, what are you writing on your scorecard? And I was talking to some of you this morning and throughout the year, and I love when they say, wake up every morning with a new goal that they're going to achieve that day, that month, that year. Have you set your goals? And I'm not talking about your New Year's resolutions, which most people fail to act upon. You are in this room because you're the winners. What you set down on paper or you set down in your mind to accomplish, you actually take the step forward to make it a reality. So let's first start about your career. If you're a real estate professional, you are your own best career manager. I know many of you invest in yourselves through the right sales courses, the right marketing courses, staying current on different topics. So you have a slight advantage that you can sustain over the other 90-some thousand realtors. I think there's over 116,000 realtors. We're fortunate to have the best because you invest in yourselves. And so first of all, I want to encourage all of you Don't be afraid to lift the boat up for everybody around you. If you have a new teammate in your office or on your team, be willing to share. It's not a zero-sum game. There is enough business out there to mentor, to help, and to lead others around you to create their own personal wealth. And I encourage you all to take on that mission. Second, your wellness. I don't need Olympians on my team. I need folks who are healthy that are willing to take on challenges. Sales is tough. Business is hard. If anybody's ever had the flu or a headache, you don't want to take on that additional call. You don't want to have that additional meeting. But when you feel good, you can accomplish anything. I'm willing to push back on my board for an additional employee benefit or an additional, headquarters I want to build. When you're energetic, when you're energized, when you're feeling good about yourselves, when you're not weighed down by sort of ailments, you can lead yourself to new heights. And it might just be a 3-mile walk every day. It could be a mile walk. It could be just having one healthy meal a day instead of those 6 hot dogs and French fries. Oh, trust me, at my committee meeting last night, one of my executives eating those chocolate brownies, He cut it in half, and we're very happy with that. Again, it's not about being an extreme athlete. It's having that physical stamina to come to work each day, to wake up in the morning with your hair on fire, ready to give back to the communities in which you serve. Your community. When I think about PenFed's growth over the last I've been here 18 years now. I think about your all's growth over the last decade. What I always think about most at the end of the evening or in the morning is individuals I personally helped or my institution has helped within the community. We are very proud to be part of an organization, PenFed and Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, that give back to the communities in which they serve. I encourage all of you to find an organization that's important to you. And I'm going to talk about the PenFed Foundation briefly and Sunshine Kids. But whatever the organization is, whether it's a baseball-related organization if you're into baseball, if it's a theater or musical-type organization, if that's your passion, when you lift up others, you will lift up yourself. I had my 2,700 employees, but I do these town hall meetings. I speak to about 250 of them at a time. I said, keep a journal for about a week or two and write down at night a good day or a bad day. And then share with me some of your stories. And when I compared the notes between a lot of different individuals about what constituted a good day, it wasn't about how much they grew their bank account that day or how many miles they ran on the treadmill that day. What the common denominator was with a good day, it was an individual that did something to lift up their child, their spouse, their coworker, or a stranger that needed that helping hand at the right time. So what I want to leave you with when I think about investing in you, your finances, your wellness, your career, and your community, put a little bit of extra emphasis on that kindness and gentleness and that empathy about being a rock for somebody when they need you. And I tell you, on those days when you are that rock for a coworker or a stranger or a family member, that'll be in your journal that night as a really good day when you were there to help. Now I want to recognize those men and women who go into harm's way. So if we can maybe bring up the lights for a second, I would like for all of anybody that's served in the active duty military, that's currently a veteran or has been a military spouse or a caregiver, can you stand up to be recognized by all of your peers?
We are heroes.
Wow. Please stand until they got a pin they're passing out to all of you. We do live in the greatest nation on earth, and it's because of the men and women in our communities that volunteer, that go into harm's way to protect our freedoms and our way of life. And we can never forget each and every day to thank those who serve and the folks behind the scene, the military kids, the military spouses, the military caregivers, who get used to sacrifice, who really have given a new meaning to the word resilience. Individuals who have to wake up each day when their loved one is deployed and they see somebody on the news that was killed, that they can have in their mind that it's not going to be their loved one, but knowing in their heart that their loved one is serving their nation to give us what we enjoy each and every day to live like this and help others. So thank you very much for all those who have been associated with the military community. The PenFed Foundation. So we're getting ready to celebrate our 15th year of giving back to the men and women and children who serve. Last year alone, we've given back $3.1 million philanthropically to over 2,200 veterans and their families to help prevent a medical emergency. This money helped individuals that had a medical emergency, but it helped them prevent it becoming a financial emergency. It allowed them to combat payday lending and break this cycle with people who prey on them outside their military installation when they have a short-term emergency and they borrow money and then they get caught up in these $1,000 interest rate cycles. It helps people fund their first home through our first-time home buyer service. And also, we're very proud to announce, and it's not public yet, so I'll share with all of you since you're part of the family, that on April 15th, the new head of the PenFed Foundation is going to be General Mick Nicholson, former commander of the 82nd Airborne in command of all U.S. forces in Afghanistan. So I'm very proud that he's going to be leading us forward. I'm going to come back up after we hear from our president of mortgage operations, but the gentleman in the middle there with the pinstripe suit is a gentleman named Cedric King. I am very excited to talk about him this morning and the passion he's given me these last 2 years to live my life to the fullest, and I think you'll get a sense of what that is. I also want to highlight all the work that you all do and champion for the Sunshine Kids. And so now I'd like to recognize an individual in an office that have gone above and beyond in helping us in our philanthropic efforts this past year. So top agent in top office is Linda Morin here from the Ocean City West, if she'll come up on stage. And our Ocean City West office is our top office contributor, and Jay Weiss, if you'll come up on stage to accept the award.
I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the air, it's in my blood, it's rushing on. I don't need no reason.
Linda would like to make a comment or two, please.
I just want to say, Tommy Crothers and I went to the Sunshine Kids luncheon in Vegas, and that's where all of the companies within Berkshire Hathaway celebrated how much they gave to Sunshine Kids. The top giving company was well over $300,000. We were a mere $33,000. Tommy and I looked at each other and said, this is unacceptable. We need to get to $100,000. And I'm asking you all to please give of yourself, do what I do, take it out of your commission check, have some fundraisers, do whatever you can, and managers, maybe you can get somebody in your office to spearhead it. But give back to the kids, do it for the kids, and I want to see somebody else up here next year, not me.
She laid out the challenge to you, so I hope you all step up this year, and I guarantee your journal at the end of the year will be many good days when you help others.